Oke, sekarang bisa dimulai, Indra.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome everyone. I'm Muhammad Diandra from Group 1. Today, myself and my partner, Arif, Imam Said, and Muhammad Royhan, will bring you our topic this day, which is one of the intrinsic element of prose, theme. I hope our presentation will give you all new useful information. The first presenter will be Arif Imam Said.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Now, let's look at the first subtopic. Just a brief explanation of the definition of prose and its intrinsic elements. Ignacio Ribo, in his book Prose Fiction, An Introduction to the Semiotics of Narrative, explained that prose is text written or spoken with the pattern of ordinary of everyday language without a metrical structure. By far, the most popular genres of prose fiction nowadays are novels and short stories. The distinction between the two is fairly simple and straightforward. Short stories are short, while novels are long. Edgar V. Roberts, in his book Writing About Literature, explained that the intrinsic elements of prose consist of character and characterization, point of view, plot, theme, setting, and last but not least is symbolism and allusion. In this presentation, we will focus on one intrinsic element of prose, that is theme. Therefore, let's move on to the next subtopic about the definition of theme or idea. Edgar V. Roberts, in his book Writing About Literature, explained that the word idea refers to the result or results of general and abstract thinking. Synonymous words are concept, thought, opinion, and principle. In literary study, the consideration of ideas relates to meaning, interpretation, explanation, and significance. Although ideas are usually extensive and complex, separate ideas can be named by a single word such as right, good, love, pity, causation, wilderness, and not surprisingly idea itself.
Okay, thank you, Arif Imam, for your presentation. The next presenter will be Muhammad Royhan.
Okay, thank you, Andra. So yeah, after we figure out about what is theme in a prose, we should understand about the importance of idea or themes in a prose. When writing a story, theme should not be overlooked as it is fundamental to good storytelling because it is especially essential to give your characters and events meaning, a meaning that often leads to great spiritual or emotional involvement and release by an audience. If a story lacks of ideas or themes, it feels like a body without a soul. It is meaningless. Thus, idea or theme is vital in a literary work as it is a way for author to communicate what they want to say to its reader. For example, William Blake in The Tiger describes that the fearful symmetry of a wild tiger in the forest at night, but the poem also expresses ideas about inexplicability of evil and the mystery of life. Next slide, please. So, how to spot ideas or themes in a prose? Because themes emerge from a work and it's entirely from from all the other elements working together, there is no one size fits all method for identifying theme. Here, however, are some things to look for and consider as you read and reread the work. The first is pay attention to the title. The title will seldom spell out in a full work's main theme, but some titles do suggest a central topic or topics or a clue to them. The second is identify any statement that the characters or narrators make about general concept, issues, or topics such as human nature, the natural world, and so on. Then consider whether and how the story as a whole corrob- corroborates, overturns, or complicates any one such view or statement. Next slide, please. The third is if a character changes over the course of the story, articulate the truth or insight that he or she seemed to discover. Then consider whether and how the story as a whole corroborates or complicates that insight. And the last one is identify a conflict depicted in the work and state it in general terms or turn it into a general question, leaving out any reference to specific characters, situation, and so on. Then, things about the insight or theme that might be implied by the way the conflict is resolved.
Okay, thank you, Roy, for your presentation. The next presenter will be myself. I will be bring you how to distinguish between ideas and action. The main idea is the point of story. It is what the author is communicating to the reader about the selected topic. In another way, the main idea is the overall thought of the summary of what the story is about. In other words, the main idea is the key thought about the topic. Therefore, it may help to review how to look for the topic and then expand on what is being explained. Additionally, it may help to explain the definition in a few ways to make sense which you should distinguish from action. Action is a writing means something that has story consequences. Action means that the protagonist either comes into contact with another character or encounters an obstacle or makes an effort to reach a goal or does something in the world of the story that is significant and move the story forward. Next slide, please. The second material I will brought will be distinguished between ideas and situation. You should also distinguish between idea and situation when the author describes some situation. It may be not delivering idea to, but a situation then bring out this idea. A situation does not always reveal idea, while idea will always reveal the plot of the story. If you can distinguish between the two, then you will have a stronger knowledge about the main idea without mixing two different things. I think that's all that we can deliver to you. We are from Group 1. We'll kindly take our leave. I hope our presentation will give you all new useful information. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.